When the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift came out, I was 12 years old. And this majestic film that scored a 38% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 45% on Metacritic was met with these proverbial 12-year-old hands. Because when I watched it, 12-year-old me thought that they were getting rid of Paul Walker, that they were getting rid of Vin Diesel. I thought that the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift was going to be the future of the series, and I didn't like it. And so I remember going to the movies. I was really upset. It was in Eau Claire. Wasn't happy about this by any means, okay? And then I watched the movie. And that is when I met the character Han for the very first time. I had no idea what that orange and black car was. I had no idea what drifting was at the time. And frankly, I had no idea that Japan was so cool. I was a 12-year-old, okay? The only things I cared about were RuneScape and Guild Wars. So that movie changed my life. It cemented the fact that not only did I want to have a car, but it kind of seemed like this idea around having a tuner car was really cool. None of my family was into cars. None of my parents weren't into cars. Everybody saw it as just a mode of transportation, but my silly, stupid boy brain started to finally put together the synapses of going through puberty while equally understanding that cars are cool. When I was 16 years old, I got my license. I got a 300E, a Mercedes-Benz, for $3,000, and then I immediately sold it when I found out that the car in Too Fast, Too Furious was a 3000 GT, and there was one selling right up the road from where I lived and where I went to school for $4,200. It was only until after I bought it that I realized that those cars don't all come rear-wheel drive. In fact, they've never come rear-wheel drive. They only came front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And I was not a very smart kid when it came to car purchases, but I was convinced that if I bought and sold enough cars, I could one day own the orange and black car from Tokyo Drift. But there was something about the character Han that just scratched an itch for me. That like cool, calm, leaned back, cool car kid that I definitely wasn't. I was nerdy and I had big glasses and a huge forehead and I was trying to figure out my life. But that character was awesome. And I remember that I wanted one day to meet that person, whoever that was. And the movies carried on and turned into battleships in space and all sorts of different crazy things, and John Cena yelling family and jumping off of dams, and I can't even remember what happened in the last movie because everybody's family now and nobody dies. But nevertheless, a movie that to me sits right next to the first one, which is the greatest one of all time, has to be Tokyo Drift. And this past year at SEMA, I was finally able to inadvertently meet Sung Kang. Not planned, not organized, not even a thought in this brain thought I would ever meet this guy. And I had no idea what to expect. And what you're about to watch is an interview of him showing me around his cars at SEMA. And I want you to pay special attention to how he behaves and who he is as a person. Because everyone I met that knew him for who he was had the same exact things to say. He was sweet, he was soft, he was very visionary, and he was incredibly grateful for what these movies have allowed him to do, which is be around something he's always loved, which is cars. So just like you allow me to tell stories around different parts of the motorsport world, I want to show you a little glimpse into his life and how he sees his future movie called Drifter, I think. Yes, that I think is absolutely insane. So with that being said, thank you, Arios, for having me and introducing me to Sung Kang, and to everybody at that booth for making me feel like family. This is a really cool moment for me, not only for the fact that I got to watch Tokyo Drift and meet that person who I thought was so cool, but I also got to meet the person who influenced my very first Datsun 280Z build and the entire reason it's white. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think about what Sung's up to. So we're here at SEMA 2025 and I'm with a very good friend. How are you doing this morning, sir?
Good, Alex.
You ready for the week?
I think so.
We'll get there?
It already feels like I've been here a month.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, you brought quite the collection of cars. Obviously, we have the 240Z, the 240Z, but I kind of want to spend a little bit of time talking about what I'm looking at right here. This is part of the movie and all that sort of good stuff, right?
It is,
Can you
yes.
walk me through it a little bit?
Well, this is Lola 1, if you can kind of look at this. So This is a 1986 Toyota Corolla.
Okay.
And we've named her Lola. We gave all our cars names to make the cars part of the family.
Yeah.
And this is a 4AGE stock motor, 1986. And essentially, this would be the grandfather of drift cars. This
Okay.
is what Tsuchiya-san started drifting in when he was young. That's the drift king in Japan. If you know the manga initially,
Yeah.
the tofu car is a Corolla Hachiroku. And for our film, because it's a underdog story, drifting to me is an accessible motorsport that anybody can participate as long as you have a manual rear-wheel drive car. We felt like, you know, the Corolla was the right choice for the hero car.
Okay.
So this would be called Lola 1.
Okay.
So in the film, this car starts as a stock GTS that is driven by my character's mother. And when I'm a little boy, I inherit the car when they pass. And over time, you know, Lola has seen some wear and tear.
Well, it's seen
Right.
some real life wear and tear too, right?
Yeah.
This is a buddy's car that it
This
sounds
is.
like he had for like 8 years. You had asked him, hey, you have a car I could borrow for the movies? Like, I actually have one perfect, right?
Yeah, because in the films you need doubles.
Yeah.
Right? So we actually have 2 Lola ones.
Okay.
And the other one is actually outside at the Magnaflow booth.
Oh, sick.
Right, and that's a 20 valve. That was actually used to train drifters at Willow Springs.
Oh.
Right? And so we bought 2 Hachirokus, but my friend Chris Marion, who also helped consult and help build the cars. He had this in his backyard. He's a Hachi lover, so he generously
find.
donated the car to us. Right? So, yeah.
That's so cool.
Would you like to see?
Yeah,
a
I'd love to.
4AGE.
Yes,
Can you help me pull
please.
those pins. Oh,
Sorry.
okay. All right.
There it is.
So there you have it. A 4AGE.
You have to drive to the absolute tens in this car to get it to drift in real life,
Yeah,
right?
it likes high revs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially it's an economy car.
Yeah.
That was discarded. It was very cheap to buy, so the young kids would get it, drift it out, and then over time, it's become kind of, you know, folklore, right? So now with a lot of JDMs, they're just very hard to get, right, Alex?
Oh, yeah.
So let's go over and meet Lola too. So in our story, in the film Drifter, eventually my character Tree gets an opportunity to compete with the 4-time world champion Adam LZ.
Oh.
And he has like a Super 4 rotors, you know, Toyota Supra. And so how does this car compete in like
Against
a
that.
high level? So we go over here.
Okay, okay.
right? And we have another Toyota Corolla, which basically is Lola that turns into Lola 2.
Lola 2.0.
Yeah. And so this car was built by the Dai, who is a former FD champion.
Okay.
He also started his love affair for drifting in a Toyota Corolla in Japan. He's like the real life Takumi, if you will.
Okay.
So he did all the stunt driving for me, and a dear friend, and he knew that our film had limited resources. So he went and built this car for the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so what power plant are you gonna put in the Toyota? You would put a LS3, right?
A slight upgrade from the previous motor I think we just saw.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah, so from Lola 1, like 100, maybe 16, 17 horsepower to about 500. And you know, drift cars today are like
I was
1200,
just gonna say, but in
1300,
in this chassis, it has to feel incredible.
Yeah,
Did you have a chance? Have you driven this one?
I
a
have
little?
driven it.
Do you like
it's
it?
in
Do you
the
like how it
Monster.
feels?
It's a lot of power.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a pro drifter, but
Yeah.
it is pretty sweet to be able to have this type of power in a Corolla.
It's crazy how
Yeah.
well it fits.
Yeah, the engine bay is pretty. There's a lot of cutting that we had to do.
Just
right?
a little.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little.
And as you can see, there's a body kit on it, and that was created by my friend Miro-san from Rocket Bunny.
Yep.
And, so he sent us several kits because we have a double of this car as well. But this is a competition car, so
Wow.
yeah.
Has it been fun to make the movie and kind of have a chance to decide how you want that story to unfold, how you want that culture to be told? Because a lot of people are looking at this movie and saying they're pretty excited about it.
It has been fun, but it's also been extremely emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my most hopeless moments as an actor in Hollywood, where I feel like, what kind of real opportunities am I going to get to tell real stories? as an actor, as a storyteller. The car community has opened their arms to me, and they have supported this movie. They've made this movie happen. So
Seeing the thousands of people come to, was it Englishtown?
Englishtown.
That was
Raceway
incredible.
Park, yeah.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
That had to feel good.
Oh yeah, 12,000 people showed up to support this film. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And there is a scene in the film where the whole crowd is like participating in the finale, and I mean, it's like, you know, you wake up and you have to pinch yourself and you have to say, like, how blessed am I to be part of this community that has so much passion and embraces me. It's like, what have I done to deserve that, right? So it has been extremely humbling. Yeah. I mean, this film is like it is a love letter to car culture. So you know, I try my best not to disappoint them.
There's a lot of people that look up to you, you know, in terms of what you built and what you do as a human being. I think they love who you are on camera, but they've really fallen in love with who you are off camera, like what you actually care about, what you choose to care about. And there's a lot of support out there. Is there anything that you wish you could tell those people that look up to you, something that helped you when you were kind of starting up in the culture? Maybe not necessarily as an actor, but when you started just falling in love with cars, anything that helped you?
It's a very simple answer.
Okay.
Be a good person, and good people will surround you, and that shared passion with cars will allow you to have amazing experiences. It's a pretty simple answer, and it kind of sounds hokey, but as I get older, most of the things in life, you know, we can't control, but we can control the kind of person we are every day we wake up. And all these cars here, this movie, my life, is purely based on the people around me. And I can't control most of the things, except for, you know, I try my best to give my heart to everybody. You know, I know it sounds stupid.
It doesn't. No, it
Maybe
doesn't.
Kids are like, "What's this old dude talking about?"
It doesn't.
It
doesn't.
You know, the answer I have.
Yeah, no, it kind of carries into what like I see. You know, it's like I saw, who is it? Like, I mean, Larry's right over there, right? And I talked to Larry, and he kind of has the same, you know, message. He's like, you know, we try our best, we control what we control, and we try to have a good attitude about it. And hopefully, by doing that, you leave this in a better place than what you started with it, right?
Absolutely.
Which is pretty exciting. I also love, I have to say, I love the wheel choice, the Watanabes on it.
I mean, come on, that's
iconic.
quintessential JDM, right?
It's like the wheel, and I mean, you have the Volks on Fuguzi, but you have the RS Watts on the orange one, the 70, yep, and then you've got them on there too.
They just look perfect for that.
They're a perfect wheel.
For Zs, for Hachis, for I think anything under probably like a 88,
80s,
right?
Yeah.
You know, this fits right. There's so much spirit to this. I got the opportunity to meet Mr. Watanabe-san, who founded the company, and you know, it's you know, he's older now, and I don't speak Japanese, he doesn't speak English, but just his passion for motorsport is why I think there's so much soul, because you go, why this wheel?
Yeah.
What is it like?
Did you see the sand casting process? Did you get to see all that? Is that not
he
just...
lives right behind the old factory.
Is that not just an incredible, almost like, I almost want to call it traditional process of wheel manufacturing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
Forgotten craft, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's why it's so good to see. It's like all the right pieces are going to be in this movie, and just seeing what you've been able to do with it has been incredible.
That's a movie car. That's in the
Technically,
movie as well.
that is a movie car, isn't it?
Yeah. MP4.
So this is Suzuki's GT3, right?
Yeah.
I love him. He's such a great dude.
So that's another thing. It's like the folks that came to support us in Englishtown, that sent us parts, that flew all the way from Australia or Japan, like Suzuki-san, brought his car. I mean, how do you explain that, right? And then also the people, like Suzuki-san, I mean, you got the opportunity to get to know him. I mean, he's all here.
Yeah, it's all heart.
I mean, he doesn't speak much English, I don't speak Japanese.
I know.
But it's like, we're like brothers,
You
right?
figure it out.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
My favorite part is, like, the language barrier is always tricky, but I feel like no matter where you go in the world, cars can connect you in a weird way that can, like, get you past the language barrier when it does come up from time to time, which is super nice. Suzuki, whenever he tries to explain something to me, but I don't quite get it, he'll just be like, Japan style, just Japan style. And I'm like, okay, whatever that means, I'm down for it, and it's absolutely awesome. Man. What a cool opportunity. Is there anything else that you want to...
Well, we gotta see where it all started.
Yeah, we gotta... I'm not trying to
we'll
mosey my way over to this one, but I'm gonna mosey my way over to this car. So for those that don't know, when this car was first initially built, it was an inspiration for me and my white Z that I had. I had a 76 280. Not quite as intricate as this, but then you told me that when I saw it 10 years ago, it was naturally aspirated, right?
Yeah.
And now this is a brand new motor that's sitting in here. What am I looking at?
You are looking at the Greddy, like
Greddy catalog.
Yeah, Greddy catalog, pretty much. So this was finished like the day before, on Friday. We were actually like trying to drive over to Vegas. Like it's a tradition. I feel like you have to drive the cars that come to the show. So we actually drove that one, which I'll show you in a minute. And so we're trying to get both of them lined up, but she was having some issues. And I think, these cars are like kind of like movie stars. She was like, I'm not sharing the spotlight with another car. So there's nothing wrong with the clutch, but now it's a twin turbo.
Yeah.
Originally, like you said, it was naturally aspirated. It sounded glorious. This is where I would say my car building journey all started.
Yeah.
Kenji from Greddy, president of Greddy, extreme car enthusiast, lover of the 240. I reached out to him and said, well, actually, I reached out just on Instagram and said, I saw a rendering of this Rocket Bunny kit that was never made on a red car. And then Mike from Greddy, actually from the marketing department, reached out and said, hey, we actually have a relationship with Mira-san.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can kind of work together. So I went and then I met Kenji, and he just became a brother to me. And he really guided me on this journey of what it takes to build a car, the right way to do it. And at the end, it's really not the car that matters, it's this shared journey together, right? And again, I feel like I'm so blessed that he was kind of my Sherpa into the culture,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, if anybody knows Kenji, he is respected.
He's a great dude.
Yeah,
he's
beloved.
incredible. Yeah, everybody loves him.
And he'll help anybody,
Yeah.
right? So this is pretty much the Greddy RB26 catalog. They actually have a crate program where you could just buy the Greddy RB26.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous looking setup. I love the lines. I love the fact that you can see the exposed top. You kept it twin turbo. You didn't do a single turbo conversion.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
my favorite, my heart will always go out to the fender mirrors. It's always like it's like you have to do mod for the Datsun platform.
This is actually incorrect.
Why?
So my knowledge of Z's and Datsuns was so limited. This doesn't work because this is for the 510. So
Yeah.
So the Z's always came in black, right? And so this is a little shorter. We'll go over to
Really?
you see. So it doesn't work. So when you're positioned in the seat, like you can't really see anything.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I installed mine, I wasn't planning to use them at all. I just thought they looked really cool, and I had to make sure that they were in the right spot.
Do you have Chrome?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
See, now we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Now
There's
we're in
actually a
trouble.
pattern you can get online for the 432 positioning, and so you print it out, and it'll tell you exactly where to put the holes, right? But they have to be the longer black ones.
Oh.
Right. So if we go over here,
Yes.
transition over to this.
Narrow body is going to be my home away from home. I love that this is stock body. How do we get in? Let us in.
All right. So this is a culmination of my love for the Fair Lady 240Z. I would say like a year and a half ago, Yokomaku-san, president, founder of Veilside. If you guys know Veilside, Veilside is the one that actually made Han's FD kit, right on the RX-7 Tokyo Drift. So we've become great friends, and we've always had a dream of doing a project together. And he knows that I love the 240Z platform. And I'm older now, and I feel like cutting these cars and and putting body kits on them, I feel like it's a little sacrilege because they're so rare now, right? So
And they look really good.
yeah, they look great.
really good.
They look really great. I mean, this is the quintessential sports car, right? The American sports car. And if you're aware of the 432, which was like the race car that the two Datsun made for the 240Z, they had a twin cam motor out of a Skyline, right? The Hakasuka. And for a lot of Z lovers, the dream is to have a twin cam motor in. So Yokomaku-san developed this motor with a gentleman that builds motorcycle heads, who's also a lover of Z's, from Pam's Heads. And they researched and they found that there was a motor from Datsun that was a race motor that was never made, a twin cam motor, a L6 like a race motor. So they had an L4 version of this that dominated the safaris, and so this thing was just kind of buried. They found the engineer and they got his blessing. And so 6 years ago, they started developing this motor, which is a twin cam called the LZ6.
Goodness.
Yep. So I drove this so it came
This
from
is
Japan
beautiful.
last week.
This
Yeah.
is incredibly beautiful. Oh my God. It looks so simple.
Oh, so simple. Yeah. Beautiful, simple. It likes low RPMs, it likes high RPMs. You can daily it, you can take it on the track.
Which you did, right?
Yeah.
You drove this quite a bit here. How many miles did you get on this thing?
So I did 400 miles from LA to Vegas. So we broke this car in, and then we did a drive around with a bunch of car dudes. Like I think it's close to 900 now, right? So completely reliable. Nothing happened. Didn't overheat. Right?
Great job.
So it's super beautiful.
It's a gorgeous motor. So it's called the LZ6.
Yes.
And this is just like a one-of-one motor, special project for this.
Well,
motor.
no, well, this will be available. This head will be available for any Z lover that wants to recreate something like this. Typically, you would use a L28 diesel block, right? But those are hard to find. This is developed for any L28 block out in the 280Z. And then you get the head and you start putting it together and you can recreate this, right? So again, for me, I love the idea of making cars accessible for anyone, right? And when I got into these cars, I think I bought my car for like $2,000-$3,000, right? But you can still find a kind of junky, rusted a little bit.
Yeah.
Put some, elbow grease into it for about $5,000 maybe, right? And then over time you learn, you have a relationship with the car. And one day you could probably build something like this. It won't break the bank. It's not like a $100,000 motor or $20,000 motor. So, well, I don't know.
We
if
don't
it's
know
gonna
yet.
die. Yeah, there's inflation tariff on, right? But yeah, then you can have a dream of like having a kind of a replica of a 432. So
Yeah.
the 432 came in orange and black and also white and black, and just happens like,
It works.
Yeah, it just also matches the
I haven't seen a valve cover like that
custom made. Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, I mean these days you can kind of custom make your own valve covers. There's a lot of guys that are now enthusiasts of these cars, so easily done from Australia, from Canada.
So why Datsun? Why is Datsun in your life so much?
I actually didn't grow up with Datsuns. I grew up with American Iron, like Impalas and Mustangs. I'm from Georgia, and that's kind of what was around, at least in my neighborhood, in my life. And when I wanted to start a Build, like 11 years ago, I had met Magnus Walker. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do what he does. Like, it was an inspiration for me. And I was like, Porsches. And I went to my wife and I was like, what's our budget? She goes, not much. Right, maybe like $5,000, right? I was like, oh. So I got two other friends and I said, hey, let's each put in $5,000. What can we afford? And then this Datsun 240Z drove by. We're like, what is that car? Right? I had seen it, but I was like, I'm not really familiar with the car. Had no connection. I looked it up, and the car was birthed by Mr. Katayama, known as Mr. K. And his philosophy as an Asian man that wanted to introduce, like, basically the first American, Japanese sports car into American sports car culture. His ethos was really inspiring to me, right? As an Asian male in Hollywood, it's like, it gave me a kind of a template. It's like, be humble, be able to make fun of yourself, and also be there, be there and, work on the cars when they come in, like, be present, right? And his enthusiasm for car culture and race culture surpassed like what was happening post-war. Because imagine if you were Japanese during that time in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
It must have been really hard. But to introduce a Japanese sports car that is now part of car culture, right? Doesn't matter what we look like, where we're from. I mean, everybody knows what a Z is at the 240, right? And I just loved his story, and he was so beloved when he was, around with us, right? And so we got that money, and basically the world kind of came together to help me learn and also like give birth to the Faguzi. Even the interior came from some guys that I never met in Dubai. They just happened to be in IT, and one was a doctor, and they love these cars, and they heard about it, and they wrote me on social and said, hey, who's gonna do your interior? I go, what are you talking about? He's like, we kind of can do something. And so the interior of the Faguzi is from Dubai. And then now this is like an evolved version where they custom made the whole interior from the dash.
Which looks
From
incredible.
the seats, right, to all the gauges.
And
So-
6-speed in here, 5-speed in the other one.
Yeah, that's
This
our
is
RB25
awesome. Yeah.
5-speed. This is a Nismo S15 6-speed. It's perfect. It's actually a perfect daily driver as well. So.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
This is a great build.
Good?
Properly good. You're all set?
Yeah. I think we hit all the cars at
We
least.
did.
Yeah.
We did. It was good. Thanks for showing me around.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All
Thank
right,
you.
brother.
Appreciate it.
Take your
Thank you so much. Yeah.